Hello guys, I would like to share with you one very interesting experience with my new laptop, well, which is not exactly new, but new for me. This is a 2023 model. This is Asus ROG STRIX SCAR G18. It is very powerful piece of hardware. It has i9 13980HX processor and RTX 4090 inside. All right, it's 18-inch laptop, desktop replacement, and I replaced my previous machine, which was i7 13700H and RTX 4080. It was Gigabyte Aorus 17H, which was also a great machine, but I had a possibility to grab that one from my friend, who was lucky enough to get latest Asus model with 5090 inside, which cost him 6,000+ euro, which is insane, completely crazy. But okay, I got that one. It's 1.5 years old. I got it for the less than half of the price he paid in 2023. Okay, I was very happy. However, as soon as I start using the machine, I noticed that first of all, the fans, they were blowing like crazy. It was consistently very loud, full power operation, and somehow I noticed that processor, the very powerful i9, was not delivering what is expected. Okay, so I start suspecting that there is a serious thermal throttling, and that's what I discovered. I start monitoring the temperatures during the test, during the load, and I noticed that the processor was consistently throttling. So I start digging what could be the reason, and as probably you have heard that the thermal interface of this laptop is the liquid metal, and it has apparently a lot of issues. And I was expecting like liquid metal never age, always staying soft and nice, like you don't have to replace it like a thermal paste. However, it's not the case. All right, so I'm gonna share with you my experience, the modification I did, and I strongly recommend everybody who has the high-end laptop with liquid metal inside to follow the same path, because that's the really good thing, and it gives good result. And I really not a fan of liquid metal anymore, because one thing is when you watch the reviews or reading some articles, but another thing is when you personally have this experience, you have no doubts. You have really no doubts. All right, so I'm gonna guide you and show what exactly I did and how did it improve the performance of this machine. All right, stay with me. All right, guys, so let's see what's going on. I'm running Cinebench, and it's turbo mode, and what I see, I have continuously P-core performance core number 3 is thermal throttling. So, and it's not even within the cores, the temperature is very different. So as you can see, I have number 1 P-core throttling, number 3 is throttling continuously, and few of them throttling just time to time. Alright, so I did test before, I'm just gonna do record. So it seems that my liquid metal is not applied evenly, and definitely I'm gonna open the heating system and check what's going on, because that's not good. And as you see, my results are way below expected. Normally this processor should hit around 30 to 31,000 score, and it's hitting something like 21 or something like that. With undervolt I managed to do 24, which is still way below what is expected. Alright, so I'm gonna check why is it so bad by checking my thermal interface and do the repaste. to confirm why is it so bad. All right, so wish me luck. See you. Alright guys, so here is what is inside of the laptop, how it looks. It has massive uh, cooling system. It has 3 fans, many heat pipes. It was quite clean inside. I removed a bit of dust, but it was very good shape generally. You see there is nothing special here. There are 2 SSDs in the middle, 2 slots for RAM memory, three fans, and many heat pipes. But the most important is below. The moment when I removed the fans and the cooling system, this is what I see. I see that the layer of liquid metal was really gone. On the center of the GPU it has black spot, meaning that it was overheating. Same on the CPU side. You see here the all liquid metal escaped to the sides. Luckily it didn't went out, otherwise it could be a disaster. It could make a short circuit and brick your laptop. Once again, here is the heatsink contact plate with the GPU. It has black middle, it's burned slightly. All the liquid metal is on the sides. Same on the CPU, it has a very poor layer of liquid metal. A lot of areas are not covered. Here is the GPU itself. You see that all the liquid metal is gone to the sides and you have black middle. It's evidence of being overheated and no any thermal interface contacting the chip. Here is the CPU. Again, you have all liquid metal escaped, pumped out, and a black middle, saying that it's actually was not working well at all. Okay, so look how black and bad is the contact plate of the heatsink and GPU. This is incredible. Alright, so what I did next? Next I cleaned everything nicely, as good as I could with isopropyl alcohol. I removed liquid metal. It's very tricky. You need to play around and collect it carefully, not to drop anything to the board, because if you will not notice it, it may be a serious damage later on. So then I applied Fehonda LTH 81 liquid thermal pads, soft thermal pads to the all areas, and I applied a PTM 7950 by Thermal Grizzly. I was not sure if the other brands of PTM thermal interface are original, the one we can buy on AliExpress. I wasn't sure about that, so I decided to trust to Thermal Grizzly, a German brand, and I applied this thermal phase thermal interface, which changing the phase. It's melting when it's in service and solidifying when it's cold again. It is having very long service time, more than 4 years at some point. So once you apply properly, you don't need to worry that in 1.5 years again you have a disaster. And it has very good thermal conductivity results. So here you see my liquid soft thermal pads, and yeah, so here is the area where I applied the Honeywell PTM. So well, I end up with the nicely applied PTM 7950, and let's see what are the results of test after the new thermal interface was installed. Okay, so eventually, what replacement of the thermal interface from liquid metal to PTM7950 gave me? Look at that. This is the score which I got the bottom score, the orange line, it's the score which I got when I run first the laptop, 22,000. And the second score, 28,600. This is a score after repaste first run. So you see the gains are very significant. It's like the generational change between processors. Sometimes even from the class from i7 to i9 you have smaller gap than what we had. So the processor was really underperforming a lot. What is interesting that when you run several times the PTM 7950, it's not getting its best performance at the very beginning. You need to heat up, cool down the thermal interface several times. So look how is the result after third run. So I had to run 3 times the Cinebench, allowing to cool down the system completely, and then so you see we get even more points when the interface starts to work properly. And the most important, I did a final tuning of the system. I did some undervolting because the processor is extremely powerful. It can pull up to 140 watts, which is crazy for a laptop. So I did some undervolting just to reduce a little bit this power consumption and improve a little bit. So this is my final score after repaste and undervolting. You see, 31,000. We finally get to the number which the other people which are making initial reviews of this laptop got with all the tuning. So from 22,000 points to 31,000. This is insane. This is almost 50% extra in this Cinebench, which is totally ridiculous. Alright, but not exactly 50, let's be honest. But it's huge difference. If we compare these results, this is 30%. Alright, 30% clean performance without any undervolting or tickling with any settings. And this is extremely significant. This is what you lose when you use the laptop without servicing it. And apparently what is incredible is that the liquid metal at some point is recommended to be replaced after 1 year. There is information in the internet. After 1 year you already have to tear apart your laptop and play with this liquid metal. What the hell? PTM7950 is used in industry. It can last years. So you can get 30% of your deserved performance you paid for, advertised performance, but they're robbing you by putting this liquid metal inside, because very soon you will see that your laptop is overheating. You need to go to the service. Service is expensive. Something happens, you go warranty, they say, oh my god, your liquid metal leaked, or it wasn't serviced in time, and you're screwed. And nobody advertising that you need to bring your expensive 5,000 euro Asus laptop in 1 year to do change of liquid metal or whatsoever. This is crazy. Okay, so okay, this is only about the processor, but what about the GPU? I'm gonna show you in the next slides my results, gaming results in 3D Mark before and after the repaste. So this is the maximum I could squeeze from the processor by running the synthetic test. Next will be the 3D Mark. Alright. Alright guys, so finally, before I did the repaste, that was my values in TimeSpy. And after I did repaste, I also did overclock, and this is where I end up. As you see, it's 15% extra of combined CPU and GPU performance. Look the data, it's incredible. Look the CPU performance after repaste. This is incredible. Look what is the GPU status before and after. You can see that it's overclocked and it's 8 degrees average cooler. CPU has reached same top temperature, but look the average frequency. Well guys, liquid metal sucks. PTM is much better solution and long-term solution. I'm very happy. See you. Bye. Bonus. After success with my main laptop, I decided to overhaul one of the old laptops I have. It's 2017 SCAR with i7 7700 HQ and GTX 1070. So this is old machine which also displayed the signs of overheating, and I didn't maintain it for a long time, so I decided to try to put PTM and see what will happen. So I did test before and after applying this new thermal phase interface, and I also opened it up. You see there was inside also a mess with the old thermal interface. It was leaking, so I repeated the same process. I cleaned everything up, put a new soft thermal pads and the PTM 7950. This time I decided, because the computer is rather old, and I'm gonna try and test the AliExpress PTM 7950. The box looked like that. It came for 13 bucks with the including the delivery. So I give it a try, and I can show you this is the result of the Cinebench 3700 points before overhaul and 4200 after. This is roughly 14% extra, and except that I also run, of course, I run the 3D Mark, and you can see the improvements after the replacement of the thermal phase. So I have total, again, same numbers actually like with my new Asus. I have plus 15% of a total score for the combined graphic and the CPU. Graphic card gave me plus 11% and CPU plus 35%. So the CPU before and after changing the thermal interface give me another 35% gain, which is incredible. I never knew before that experience that my thermal paste can be so important, and it can be so easily improved the performance of the computer. So you can see after the overhaul, after repaste, 4 degrees less on the GPU, and look that 13 degrees less on the CPU. 13 degrees less, and another 35% of performance points after the repaste. So once again, PTM 7950, great thing, works well, costs small money, and I strongly suggest everybody to do the same. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye bye.